Hey, it's Rich, the Louisiana Hobby Guy. Today we're going to be talking about fiber lasers, more specifically the Raycus 20, 30, and 50 watt fiber laser, and how to set it up and get your focus. So stay right there. We're about to get started. All right, so a lot of people have been sending me questions about how to set up their fiber lasers. And although it's not something that I'm an expert on, I do know how to use it. I have one in the back. And I'm going to show you today, I'm going to attempt to show you today how to set up your your China fiber laser with the Raycus laser source. So keep in mind now that I have no video equipment in the back of the laser shop. But I do have a brand new laptop. We're going to do a clean install of the software, a package that I've put together for Monport lasers, and that's free to download. I'll put a link down in the description. And I'm going to show you how to download the software, how to install the software, how to install the drivers, and how to get your first burn or to focus your laser. So now keep in mind that the video and audio quality are going to be not what I guess what you're used to, because I'm going to be recording this on a laptop in the back of the shop. So it's going to be a laptop microphone and the audio is going to be horrible, but I think you'll be able to figure it out. So let's jump over into the back here. I'll get that new laptop out and set up and we'll get started. All right, so this is the workstation that we'll be at today. This is the Monport 20 watt fiber laser. And this is my new laptop that I just got. And as you can see, for this demonstration, I have disconnected my computer and put it on the floor. So I've moved that out of the way. This is a clean laptop except for a couple little programs that I've put on it. I've only had it a couple of days. And what I'm going to do today is go through the setup. Now I do have my USB up here that comes from down below. And let me show you down below. So this is the actual unit that contains all of the power and the laser and all that kind of good stuff, the laser power. And I do have an exhaust that comes up through the table, as you can see there. So you will hear some exhaust noise in the background during the demonstration. And, you know, forgive the mess here. This is a working shop. So this is a working laser shop. The exhaust comes through these holes right here and sucks everything out that way. And I do want to make sure that you understand that you do need to have exhaust when you use this laser. The fumes from this can be very dangerous. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to actually talk our way through the installation of the software, and then we'll come back and we'll do a demo of the hardware. All right, so I've heard some people that have said that they didn't get the right software on their USB stick with their fiber laser. So the first thing that I'm going to do is, being that I'm not quite sure where the USB stick is, I'm going to go to the support website where the file downloads are, and I am going to download the software from right here. So you'll see down here the file progress, and I'm just going to come over here, show it in the folder, and get this out of the way. And there is the drive, the software, excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it, and this is a Windows computer. I'm going to click extract all, and I'm going to browse over here to my desktop. I'm going to select that. That should be good. I'm going to hit extract, and you'll see that the U1 folder has appeared. Now it's important that you leave this folder on your desktop. So don't delete this or move it or do anything else. There's also some videos and stuff in here, so it takes a couple seconds to extract. And there we go. So I'm going to close these two, and now I'm going to come to my U1, and in here you're going to see this folder right here, EasyCAD 2.14. So we're going to select that folder, and we're going to drag that folder right here to the desktop. Now with that folder on the desktop, we can close this, and we'll come in here, and you'll see right here, this is the program that you use to control the fiber laser. However, a lot of people are saying that if you try and start it and the laser is not connected, now this is a new laptop, so it's gonna tell me, you know, whatever that is. I don't know what that is. So I'll say agree. It's gonna say fail to open LMC driver. So I'm gonna say okay to that, and now this is not working. So it's missing the driver. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to my devices, my device manager, and now what I didn't do was plug in the laser. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. And that is one of the biggest problems. People don't plug in the laser. The second biggest problem is that they don't turn it on. So I'm going to press the button on the left side, and I'm going to turn on the laser, and now you see that it just connected. See it right there? There is no driver installed for this, and that's why there is that little warning right there. So I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to say update driver, but I'm not going to do an automatic search. I'm going to browse my computer, and then I'm going to hit the browse button. I'm going to come to my desktop, and on my desktop there is the U1 folder right there. So in the U1 folder, I'm going to pick 64 by 64 AMD and say OK, hit next and install. And you'll see that it now says Windows has successfully updated your drivers. And now you'll see it says Laser Mark Control Board version 2 USB. So now if I close that, you'll see that the little warning sign is now gone. And I now have the BJJ CZ device, which is the control board on my laser marking machine. So now with the device driver installed, I'm going to close this window, and I can come right here to EasyCAD. This is where your program is going to be, and I can double click on EasyCAD 2. Now when I do that this time, you'll see that I get no error messages whatsoever, and that the program is working properly. So what I'm going to do next, with my laser turned on, I'm going to obviously take off the lens cover. That's something else that people fail to do, and get it ready to work. All right, so now we're back in EasyCAD. Down here in the bottom, I'm going to take off the continuous because I don't want that on. This is the red light F1 when you want to light it. When you click on this one, this will actually light it up like you saw I did a minute ago where it said text. So what we're going to do is come up here on the left side. We're going to draw some text. Draw text. We're going to type some text. And I think we'll use the word text. This is where you would edit it, down in here. We'll just use the word text for this demonstration. And then when whatever you type, when you're happy with that, just hit the apply button right there and click on the screen, and there's your text. Here, let me zoom in a little bit. The text is in what we would call line mode, I guess. And the reason for that is because it's not filled. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill that by coming up here to the top to the hatch. And we're going to click on hatch. You can do 3 different hatches. So we're going to do the first hatch, we're going to do the little snaky guy, and I think we'll do that at 45 degrees, and then we'll do 2 hatches on this one. We'll enable that. We'll do the second hatch at negative 45 degrees, and we're going to do the sneaky guy again. No, actually, you know what? Let's go back and let's do the zigzag instead, and let's come back to hatch 1, do zigzag. And this is the way it's going to fill. And that's pen number 0. The pens are over on the side. We're going to say OK. Now you can see that it filled the text. You see that? And you can actually see, you can see the hatch, the way it's going to mark the metal. Now that we've got that, we're going to uncheck the use default parameters over here. And what I'm going to do is we're going to do a speed of 800 is good. and even all this looks good. We're going to do 25 on the frequency. Now you're going to have to learn how to do all this on your own, but this is your speed. These are the basics. You have to have your speed, you have to have your power, and you have to have your frequency. And the frequency determines the type of mark that you're going to have. So we're going for a black mark here. So we're just going to leave it at that. I think everything looks good. We're going to go 2 count, 2 runs on it. Unfortunately, I don't have my camera plugged in here. This is just a laptop on the other side of the shop. I'm going to have to film that separately. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to red light it. So it's going to be red F1 over here. And when I'm happy with the spot that it's in, all I'm going to do is click this button right here, mark F2. And I'm going to say that as I go. So we'll switch back to the other camera now, and I'll show you exactly what happens. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to find some material, and I have a lot of scrap material right here. And you can see that you've got your little lasers. Let's see if I can get it underneath here. These are your focusing lasers. There are 2 of them, and they create 2 separate beams that converge on your workspace. So let me show you now, if I raise the focus or lower the focus on this, what happens. See if I can get in close. Oh, I'm blocking one of the beams. Now you see how those beams separate like that? That means that I'm out of focus. So I'm going to lower this until those beams come together, until they are perfectly together. And that's right about there. Looks perfect to me, live. I know it's hard for you to see. But what I've done, if I come over here and check it, you see I've made a little mark right here in black marker. And you can see it's right on that mark. And that is my perfect focus. And you can see here that there is my perfect focus. Now, once you find your perfect focus, I'm going to show you how to do that in a moment. Once you've found your perfect focus, you're going to come up in here, and there is a little 1 Allen screw in there. And it's very hard for me to get with this camera because it's on a little tripod. But there you go. It's right here on the side of it. And you're going to loosen that screw and move this laser until the 2 beams converge. And it doesn't matter where they converge on the workbed. So as long as the 2 beams are converged, once you've got it focused, you know you're good to go. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I initially got my correct focus. Now, the focus is listed on the lens, okay? But you can't go by what the lens says because it just doesn't work that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a test, and I'm going to light this up right now to run the test, and I'll show you how to do this in a moment. Oh, I put my lens cover back on. All right, so there's my test. I'm going to line this up like that. And now I can stop that. And in order to do that, you have to have the button all the way to the left and the one next to it need to both be on. So I've gone ahead and turned on the second button now. And now the laser is on. So the third button is the actual power supply for the laser that we'll get to in a moment. That's when we're ready to mark, that's the one that we're going to turn on, and it's going to cause a bunch of noise. So now with my mark in the right spot, what I'm going to do is I've put the word text in here, and I'll show you how to do this in a minute. I'm going to leave this down here on continuous, and I'll get back to the software in a moment. We'll get back to that in a moment. But for right now, I'm just going to show you how to mark this. So now we're all set to go. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to turn on the laser, and you can hear it turn on. And I'm going to come back over here, And I'm going to hit mark F2. Now, I want you to listen carefully. You hear that noise going away? I'm raising, right now, I'm raising and lowering the laser from here. Now listen to the noise. You hear? It's really loud. And now it's fading back out again. You hear that? So I'm going to bring it back up until it's the loudest point. And that is the loudest point right there. And if we come around here to the side, you can see that it's right on my mark. The loudest point of the laser. So at this point I can go ahead and stop this, and we can get back to the software, and I can show you how to do this. And you can see that it actually marked this already. Let's get back over into the software, and I'm going to turn the laser off, and we'll get back to the instruction. All right, so back at the laser, I've got my stainless here. Oh well, my steel slug there, and what I'm going to do is let me see if I can zoom in here. I'm going to come down here to red, which is F1. This box way down here on the bottom left, and that's a red light. So that's going to turn on the laser over here, as you can see. And this is for positioning, so we're just going to get this into position where we think it should be. And that looks pretty good right there. We're not trying to, do anything that's, retail worthy. So I'm going to hit stop, and let me see if I can get a little closer here. I've got to finagle around with this little hand tripod I've got. So there you can see the red. So this is the red light right here. And these are the two that we're going to use. Mark over here, which will actually mark it, and red, which frames it and just shows it up. Now over here, we've also got show contour. Can you see that right here? If you have this checked, which I just checked it, it will show the actual word text. If you don't have that checked, well, then it's going to be, just a box, just a little box. So now over here, I have unchecked. This will be checked by default, but I have unchecked this over here. And what we want to do is make a black mark. So I'm going to put my frequency at 20, and my speed actually looks good like that. We're going to have loop count 1, 800 speed, 20 frequency. That should give us a good black mark. All right, so we're going to come back over here. I'm going to come back down here and turn on that laser power right there. Here comes the noise. Now we've already got this in the right spot. So I will hit the red again so that you can see that it's in the right spot. And I'll turn that off. And the only thing I've got left to do is put on my glasses. Oh, and by the way, make sure that you get a pair of glasses that are rated for your laser. This particular laser is going to be 1064 nanometers, and it should be printed on the glasses. So it should be CE certified and printed on the glasses. So let me put my glasses on real quick. I've got everything set up here. The only thing I'm going to do is press mark, and I'm going to bring the camera over here and see if I can do this left-handed. And now all I'm going to do now is press mark. And there we go. It's just that quick. So I'll take off my glasses. We'll turn off the laser. And this is what we get. So there's our first test. We have the word text. I know it's hard to see in this light, but this is the basic function of your laser and how to make your first burn, I guess, your first test. Now you're going to want to go and watch a bunch of videos online. So let me jump back over to the other software and we'll keep going. All right, so I hope that's everything that you need to get started. It's very easy to get started doing this. And, you know, I plan on doing a lot more fiber laser videos. I know I haven't done any as of yet, but this will be the first one. And it's not the greatest one, but I will be getting some equipment set up back there so that I can do real videos that are a lot easier to hear and see, and much better done than this one was. But I just wanted to get this one out there quickly because I have been getting a lot of questions about it. A lot of people are taking advantage of the Monport deal with my 10% off coupon, which I'll put in the description below. And they're buying the 20, 30, and 50 watt lasers, and then they're running into issues where I have to spend 45 minutes to an hour with them on the phone getting it configured. So I thought I would make this video specifically for them, but for anybody that's got a China. Basically, these are all the same lasers, no matter who you buy them from. You know, you're just shopping price here. They all come from the same one or two places. So I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, you know, give it a like and a subscribe. So I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.